Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and children of all ages, welcome to the magnificent Saturday that is MellowMMA. I am your host and play-by-play commentator for tonight's festivities, Kingsley, and alongside me is the one, the only Mr. Grind Never Stops, Crooks. How you doing today, man?
Oh man, I'm feeling good. I'm excited because man, oh man, do we have a card for you guys on the second at MellowMMA card. And it's crazy. I can't wait to get started, Kingsley.
Yeah, absolutely. This card is absolutely insane. We have 6 fights in total. We have Romero versus Naz in the main event. That's going to be a best of 3. Go 1099 against Swiss. That's also going to be a best of 3. And then going down the line, you have a Veda versus Treehouse in a huge money match. Suave Jamie versus Azie Kid. And then Papa Doc versus Cloud UFC. All of these matchups are insane. All of them have money on the line. Money matches. High stake caliber fights here, Crooks. What are you looking forward to the most when you look at this fight card?
Well, I'm really excited about all the competitive matchups I see here, man. You got new blood versus old blood in Treehouse versus Adveda. You got 2 elite level strikers in the co-main event in Goat and Swiss. And then you got it all capped off by Romero versus Naz, the best player in the world against one of the best and biggest content creators in the world. Man, oh man, I can't wait to see it, Kingsley.
Absolutely. I can't wait either. I know you guys on YouTube on MellowMMA cannot wait either. So before we do anything, let's take a look at our first matchup.
Papa Doc is an elite level guy. In UFC 4, people know him from his grappling, but in UFC 5, he's really grown into an elite striker as well. Across from him, however, is Cloud, and he is always dangerous on the feet. I'm excited to see the game plans going into this fight.
This fight has the beginning, like this is a fight that you want to start the card off. As we take a look at the fire selection screen, we see it's going to be in a lightweight division. Again, a reminder that all the people who are going to be fighting this card, if they're content creators, all their links are going to be down below in MellowMMA description down below. But Crooks, when we take a look at this fight lobby, what are you expecting from 2 of these fighters going in this money match?
Well, I mean, I know I brought up Treehouse and Adveda earlier, but this is another newer coming guy in Cloud going up against an ESFL veteran and one of the best players in the world in Papa Doc. Papa Doc, he fell a little short against Goat, but he had a really great performance in the first MellowMMA card. But he's going to be taking on Cloud, who has been talking a lot of smack about how bad he was going to do Papa Doc in this matchup. So I can't wait to see if he's able to live up to those expectations he really put on himself here.
Yeah, and we're going to see $30 is on the line. That's what we're starting off in the first fight as well. And we know that Papa Doc and also Cloud have ton of experience when it comes to UFC 5. They must have labbed, they've gone through other leagues and all that stuff. When you think about this situation, and also we're going to be shouting out the donations throughout this whole fight card of who donated and which ones, which we have to talk about as well. What Luck is going for $50 for some bonuses and some 100, and along with Mellow also contributing bonuses. So everyone's going to put out a great show and hopefully trying to earn some extra money along with these money matches. So with that added pressure there, Crooks, you know, it's a money match. There's some stakes in line. You want to put in a good showing. Does that play into the nerves, especially in a high caliber matchup like this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. I always tell people it's a lot different playing somebody on ranked championships than getting online and knowing you got this heat and this weight of people watching you and there's money on the line. You know that if they beat you, if your opponent beats you, they're going to smack talk you, especially in Cloud's case. He's been talking, like I said, a lot of smack about Papa Doc. So if he loses this matchup, it's going to look real ugly for him in the MellowMMA chat. So he has a ton of pressure on himself heading into this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be the power of the chat to decide what is performance of the night and fight of the night. But let's get this first match going. It is going to be Cloud UFC in the Dustin Poirier character going against Papa Doc in the Islam Makhachev character. And we already see Cerner Octagon, a little bit of a slower pace, but trying to find their way as we see a nice 1-2 coming up from Papa Doc.
Yeah, and you see these guys are fighting at a little bit of a slower pace because this is what elite level players do. They don't have to come out guns blazing. They're going to take their time and figure out what their opponent is trying to do and download the information as we see Papa
Mm.
Doc shoot for his first takedown right there. But good denial right there by Cloud.
Yeah, good to know. That's what you're gonna want to do against someone as high caliber as this opponent. As we're already past the first minute mark, you see a little bit of a mixture going to the body with a nice jab straight into it, and it opens up the head with good combinations. But now we've seen a lot of the damage is coming from Papa Dog as he's using a lot more striking going towards his opponent here, Crux.
Yeah, and it's all set up off of that takedown. Islam Makhachev's grappling in this game is elite, and especially going up against somebody like Papa Doc, that could play a really big factor in opening up combinations when he decides to let his hands go. But I see Cloud's doing a really good job of starting to work himself into striking range and getting himself into rhythm here early.
That's the rhythm that you're gonna need as we almost see Cloud almost coming in with a nice counter ball, but gets hit with a couple. But getting that black gate's fairly low. Papa Doc still saying even killed, still trying to find his way back in as we're reaching the halfway mark of the first round. Right here,
Oof.
we see a massive rock for Papa Doc trying to end the fight right here, Crux.
Yep, and he caught him with that offbeat head kick. That's something that the Dark Camp, now known as Phoenix, is notorious for. Goat does it a lot. Romero does it. Papa Doc does it. They'll fire that head kick off when they think you're going to lean right there. And unfortunately, Cloud got caught, but he was able to survive and get back to the feet.
Ooh, and it does a little bit of time too. Feeling very confident in his rocket abilities and his posture up ground and pound. But now going back up to the feet, he feels like he get a rock again. But it's up to Cloud. What can you do? He goes for a body uppercut, tries to go for a slip, but preemptively, too quickly, possibly into a clinch attempt, getting his opponents back to the cage, trying to work them down. But oh, a good counter from Cloud, trying to get a nice reversal, working the knees to the body. And do you think that's his avenue? Trying to work more to the body with those clenched knees?
Yeah, I would think it would do Cloud a little bit of a better if he went to the body a little bit, mixing some body jabs or some body uppercuts. Because right now Papa Doc really just seems like he's starting to gain a lot of momentum heading out of the last minute of this first round.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you see Papa Doc taking the back, going to a backpack situation as both guys get slammed to the ground. But we know that submissions can be deadly if you're a Islam Makhachev using that character. You know that he has 5-star grappling. Meanwhile, Cloud trying to survive as much as you can. You can see that nasty gash on the head of Dustin Poirier, which is going to be very effective in this matchup. We see the denial as we end the first round right there. If you had to guess who they're going to give that round to, you have to think it was fairly close, somewhat there, Crux.
Yeah, but I would have to give the round to Papa Doc. He did a lot of damage. He opened up a cut on Dustin Poirier and ended up in the dominant position there at the end of the round. So I think Papa Doc 1-0.
All right, we'll have to see if the judges agree with that situation, but it's a whole new round. But the same result happens as we see another rock from Papa Doc going straight to the head, blocking the gauge, depleting it into another knockdown, and now into the clinch, and just smothering his opponent with punches here at Crux.
Yeah, but you see, Papa Doc knew better. He used that high fight IQ. He backed up
Woo!
and reset, but nice counter right there from Cloud. Dustin Poirier is still in it, but he gets hit with that power single leg and thrown directly into side control. Nice work from Papa Doc there. And you can see the pressure is mounting on Cloud, and he's maybe feeling it a little bit with the Dustin Poirier pick.
Yeah, flipped him over like a sack of pancakes and now into the full guard position. But this is where he likes to be, but not like there as we see a reversal from Cloud. Now this is his opportunity. Can he get some damage? Can he find a way to get back in this situation? But he goes for the stand up. He got rocked 2 times. Do you think it's a smart strategy to stay back up?
Yeah, it is a really, really smart strategy. He's already gotten hurt, and his best way to win is going to be trying to
Mm.
catch Papa Doc on the feet. But Papa Doc is just working him so far, and you can see Papa Doc has something to prove in this fight. He's trying to teach this young guy, hey, you know what? You made a really big mistake in saying that you were going to dominate me, and I'm going to take it out on you in this cage.
Yeah, I mean, $30 is on the line for this first matchup, along with if they get a hell of a performance, $50 could be also on the line as well. But so far, can Cloud use his lips to find a way to get another great counterpunch like
Oof.
that as he gets a rock? The perfect timing lands for the perfect punch for Cloud.
And that's exactly why he got up right there, Kingsley, for opportunities like that. Dustin Poirier is known for doing that in real life, and it's no different in the game. You make one mistake, one punch can put your lights out.
Yeah, and that's a careful balance when you go in a high-end competition like this. As Papa Doc going to the tried and true for situation of taking the back, working the back of the leg, trying to soften up his opponent. But with 130 left, what can Cloud do to get out of the situation? Does he have to stay patient, or maybe try to enforce Papa Doc to just go for a move as he gets a nice now? So we're up to an even kill right here, Crux.
Yeah, and he did a good job of staying patient, not moving too much, and forcing Papa Doc to do something. He allowed himself to get drugged back and was able to deny the back drag down into back sitting. But I mean, right now this is anybody's round. They both have one rock apiece, but it seems like that stamina bar on Cloud could start to play a really big factor.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We know that uppercut for Cloud has been money so far in this fight. He's trying to go to it because he sees an opening against Papa Doc. Now it's up to Papa Doc. Can he afford a trade like this? Because now his block gauge is in danger with 10 seconds left. Tries to go for a pull, not able to fully get the connection. Oh, the slip into the uppercut. The perfect maneuver into another one. But he will be saved by the bell there, Crooks. What a close knockdown.
Yeah, and it could have been had there been one more second left, that overhand would have was coming like a heat-seeking missile, and that's what something that is a very popular thing to do in the game right now is that slip lead uppercut rear overhand. It almost cost Papa Doc the fight right there.
Almost cost him, but there's another opportunity. Third and final round. You have to think it could be 1-1, it could be 2-0. We don't know how the judges are gonna score it, but with slips like that, Cloud could be in very much danger. You can see him. Cloud going for those uppercuts. He knows that's the right move. He just needs one perfect slip and the right perfect punch to get it again. Meanwhile, Papa Doc fighting on the back foot, trying to underestimate his opponent, almost gets hit with an uppercut again, but not to the full effect. If you're Papa Doc, do you try to trade in these situations, try to slip yourself there, Crux?
Yeah, you see him utilizing them slips and utilizing that clinch. That's going to be his best friend here in this last round. He's going to try to get this fight to the ground when he can. But Cloud's doing a good job of building the momentum. He's now got Papa Doc kind of second guessing when he's going down to the body as well as when he's throwing combinations up top. And he pushes him up against the cage. And this is a really good spot to be at as he reverses into the plum clinch right there.
Oh, it's gonna be tough. You see the black gauge getting low, and there's still plenty of time for both of these competitors to make a mistake, to go for that winning punch. Oh, gets the right hook. Oh, but the elbow lands. Back and forth we go. Using all the stamina. Cloud is on a cloud nine right now as he gets another knockdown.
Yeah, and this is Cloud's round. I mean, he's dictating it. He got that rock off. There was almost a nice pull counter uppercut, and you see Doc trying to do everything within his power to get that rock back, but Cloud's doing a good job of just pushing forward and making Doc throw punches when he doesn't really need to, and creating a high pressure environment inside that pocket.
Yeah, and you can see the stamina is in favor of Cloud, so he's using the bar as much as he can. The pull was ill-timed. The hooks were pristine, but an upkick will give 2 minutes left for both of these competitors. Papa Doc on the back foot, knocked out so many times, goes for a Hail Mary head kick, but gets hit with an uppercut, not getting the full effect. But a boxer will slang and bang countless times as Cloud is feeling it. The rhythm is there. The sweet science is working to his effect, but he got too careless. Papa Doc entering back, but gets slipped over there, Crooks. It's tight. You could cut the tension with a knife.
Yeah, both of these guys are swinging and banging inside this pocket, and it's really going to come down to whoever makes that first mistake could get put out. Cloud's doing a good job of using those uppercuts really to land those high damaging shots that Dustin Poirier has. But Doc is doing a good job of countering back and landing those hooks to get those high damaging shots in. But there's a minute left. We're going to see if these guys are going to press forward or if they're just going to, if somebody feels like they've got this round in the bag.
30 seconds left to win the money, to put money in the bank. Here we go. Who is going to commit? Will we see Cloud do another uppercut? Head kick, not really landing. Goes for a Hail Mary overhand. Both guys are swinging for the fences. Overhand. Let's pull.
Oh, the simple elbow.
With 9 seconds left. Who takes this contest as we take a look at the replays? Overhands, elbows, perfect counter punching to a T there, Crux.
I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better third round there from both men. I mean, both men got rocked. They got hurt. They hurt each other. that pull elbow at the end right there by Cloud, I think is going to be able to seal the victory there with that last second knockdown on Papa Doc.
Yeah, and we'll see who gets the victory. Both of these guys put it all on the line. Who will win the $30? And it will be Cloud. He takes it back. The comeback kid who got knocked down in the first round was able to get it back with his uppercuts, with his slips, and also with the elbow. And maybe, we don't know, maybe that last knockdown was the deciding factor as we see Cloud UFC taking the money in the first match.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job of keeping his composure. I mean, he got knocked down in that first round by a beautifully timed head kick from Papa Doc, but he was able to settle in. He caught his rhythm. He started figuring out, hey, what can I land? When can I land it? And he started landing them brutal uppercuts that Dustin Poirier has in the stand-up. And every single time, Papa Doc opened up to allow himself to throw a combination. Cloud countered it beautifully, and he was able to get the job done there with the judges' scorecards. Kingsley, I mean, a hell of a first fight to open up the card here.
Absolutely. If you guys were excited for MellowMMA cards, this is what it's all about. That's only the first fight, and we still got plenty more to go. We hope to get you guys audio for the next fight, but we will talk about that later. Again, if you want to follow these guys who have been fighting on this card, check the link down below. They have all their links to their channels, to their socials, everything. Support all these guys and support MellowMMA. Again, I am Kingsley. I'm your host and commentator for the evening. Alongside me is Crooks. We are having such a good time. That is the first fight, and I'm already yelling. So you know this is going to be some type of card. But man, oh man, there's going to be payouts, there's going to be bonuses, there's going to be all that things. Crooks, how excited are you to see the challenges that everyone's going to go through, especially after that first fight?
I mean, that everybody that's left on the card, you got a hell of an expectation on you, man, because that fight was crazy. That's a crazy first fight to open up the card. But man, if that's what we're going to get for the rest of the card, then you guys are in for an absolute show, man, because the rest of these guys that are left on the card are absolute killers, just like Papa Doc and Cloud.
Absolutely, and you guys have the power to choose who is your fight of the night and your performance of the night, so keep that in mind at the end of the card. All right, that first fight was great, but our next fight is going to be even better. Let's take a look at that matchup.
Host Ninja versus Ed Parker is going to be a wild ride. Both have very different styles of striking, but both are equally as effective with it. This should be non-stop fireworks.
You know I'm back, like I never left. Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath. Been chasing dreams, but I never slept. I got a new attitude and a lease on life is a peace of mind. Seeking to find I can sleep when I die. Want a piece of the pie, got the keys to the ride and shit. I'm straight. I'm on my way. Get up my way. I'm running late. What can I say? I heard you died twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. So when I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, judging through the mud to find the present.
All right, who will be glorious in this next matchup? That will be the determining factor, as it will be Ed Parker versus Host Ninja. It should be a barn burner. It should be a good one. And this one is for 75 smackaroos, with Aveda pitching in 75 for this huge wager match. Crooks, when someone's money is on the line, this adds like a whole different kind of pressure, especially with these two competitors here, right, Crooks?
Yeah, and I mean, originally, shout out to Ed Parker. He was supposed to fight Pre-United, and that was a fight we were all looking forward to. But I mean, unfortunately, Pre-United had to step out. But in steps Host Ninja. He is going to be actually challenging GOAT 1099, who is also on this card for the ESFL Championship. Oof. He stepped up on late notice, said, you know what, I'll throw down with Ed Parker. So shout out to both of these guys taking this fight on literally like a couple days notice. And man, oh man, because there have been two better strikers to get in there. I mean, Host Ninja, really, really high-level competitor, all-around fighter, and he's going up against Ed Parker, who we all know, one of the best Conor McGregors, if not the best Conor McGregor in the game. And I feel like both of these guys are just going to sprawl and brawl it out, man. This is going to be a high-level striking match, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, there's a reason why Ed Parker was a former ESFL champion, and I'm doing the card tomorrow for ESFL for 166. So this is making it easier for me because I get to do research to see what Host Ninja is gonna do in the main event for the title. But for here in MellowMMA, I mean, there's a lot of money on the line. Thank you to all our donors who have participated and just gave their money generously to these amazing contests that we're going to see. And we can see the selections. Conor McGregor, obviously, for Ed Parker, but Islam Makhachev, we saw in the first fight, we know that he has a grappling. We know that he has punches, but I guess Dustin Poirier at a similar caliber of like stick skills, it kind of could be a little bit challenging because we know Conor McGregor has that mean left, but for Islam Makhachev's hands, you have to think it's not going to be up to par, but just like manageable in this kind of contest here.
Yeah, I mean, Conor McGregor is going to have the speed advantage. He's going to have the power advantage. But like you said, Islam is going to have the grappling advantage. And the one thing that I feel is going to play a very, very big part in this fight is look at that ping. It is 18 ms.
Oh.
It is absolutely some of the best ping you can have in the game, man. It's no joke. So I really think that's going to play a really, really big part as we see Host Ninja maybe coming up off that Islam pick. Ooh. Listening to us saying, you know what, I'm not trying to be at no stat disadvantage against the great Ed Parker, so I'm going to switch it up and pick the diamond Dustin Poirier. I mean, this is a much better matchup for Host Ninja than Islam, in my opinion.
We just love petty matches in like UFC 5. We love Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, but also I love when the fact you said about the connection. It jumped to like 995, but it went back to the stable connection. As we're going to see here, Ed Parker in the black trunks, in the red gloves, using Conor McGregor, Host Ninja in the Dustin Poirier trunks, in the blue gloves. Already a little bit more striking from Ed Parker, trying to see what his opponent's going to give him. Using that elbow a little bit, maybe that could be a difference in this type of fight, since both guys are seeming to scrap in this contest.
Yeah, I like what Host Ninja is doing and in the way that he's approaching it with Ed Parker. As you see him throwing that nice calf kick. You need to take your time with a fighter like Ed Parker because he capitalizes on mistakes, and the more reads you give him, the easier it's going to be for him to mount an effective offense. But I like what Ed's doing too. He's not just fighting off the back foot. He's saying, you know what, Host, if you're going to allow me to pressure forward, I'm going to do so, and I'm going to try to win on the judges' scorecards if need be. But both of these guys landing some solid damaging strikes, but nothing too high damaging so far in this matchup.
Yeah, maybe not high damaging, but very effective, at least connecting to the body of Host Ninja, because you see him attacking the body uppercut, then going to the head with a 1 and 2 in a sequence 20 seconds ago. But right now, Host Ninja trying to play the range game against Conor McGregor. He needs to be very careful, trying to block high, but he gets punished with a left hook and a right hook, all in sequence. And this is what Ed Parker's all about. There's little details where he's like, okay, can I have enough frame data where I can hit you in the hitbox and punish you? Like those moments, it seems like he's capitalizing very successfully in this contest so far here, friends.
Yeah, Ed Parker does a great job of manipulating rhythm. He sets a pace on you. He gets you thinking, your brain getting comfortable in one scenario, and then he just switches it up, and before you know it, you're throwing a kick and you're eating a hook, and he stunned you. You know what I mean? So he's doing a good job of mixing up the strikes and the timing of the strikes, so that way it's kind of keeping Host Ninja guessing when he's actually going to go. But overall, it's been a very, very close first round here.
Yeah, very close. We saw Ed kind of switch his stance like a little bit, like just like a tiny bit, not going for his slips, and you can see it just attacking the body and just able to easily get after his opponent. Then when he's done, he's just backing away fully, trying to reset himself, and that's like the rhythm disruptor that you talked about, Chris. With 1 minute left, he is looking really good. It seems like he's dictating the dance a little bit. He's leading where his opponent wants to go, and he's not giving his opponent much avenues to inflict damage on him.
Yeah, he's avoiding damage, but he's landing damage as well. And he's doing a good job of not only just landing, you know, occasional jabs, he's landing hooks, he's landing down low, he's pushing forward. Host Ninja needs a little more action, kind of like what he's doing right now. And it would really benefit him maybe to switch up to a little bit of those calf kicks, like right there. those calf kicks would really benefit him against somebody like Ed Parker, because Ed loves to slip. So I would like to see him utilize a little more of those high-level calf kicks from Dustin in the second round.
Yeah, you can see him like using it at the end of the first round, and so far, hopefully we get to see him use it in more of a better range, because I feel like if there was a lot more time left and he tried to use those kicks, he might have get hit with a left hook or a right hook, or maybe the uppercuts. I mean, look at these replays right there. Just the perfect body shot from Ed Parker. In the slip, too. It just seems like he's just playing a whole different type of game, but needs to watch out for those trades there, too, Chris.
Yeah, he did. He had a really, really solid first round. I'm expecting Host Ninja in the second round to kind of pick it up, maybe pressure a little bit more, stop playing so much off the back foot. But I mean, if he does that, then it opens up Ed Parker's counter game. So this fight is far from over, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. You saw a touch of respect for both the players, knowing that $75 is on the line, so they're going to give it all, but they can show class as well. As we see a knee almost connected with Host Ninja, but Host Ninja going back to the range game. Not really using the kicks, but gets punished with a right hook from Conor McGregor. Ed Parker still in his bag when it comes to the punches. And now, what could be the avenue? That could be an avenue. Bait his opponent out with a kick, and then also get some punches, because now he's finding the striking. He's finding the ability there, and maybe this could be a little bit of a comeback for Host Ninja.
Yeah, Host is starting to land a little bit more, but as he's walking forward, he needs to be really careful with throwing combinations while moving forward, because as you guys seen there for a second, when Host walked forward, Ed was able to land a crispy clean 3-punch combination as he drops him right there, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Host walking forward and walks himself right into a high damage combination, and luckily he wasn't finished.
Yeah, you can already see the cut on the right side of the head of Dustin Poirier, so it's something to look out for, as that doctor bag is at Owen so far in the upper right corner. But right now, Ed Parker is being patient, being very consistent with his actions. Oh, but needs to be very careful with those body shots, because straight will land and will do some damage. But the slip into a head, trying to go for a head kick at the end of that combination, but not getting the full effect of it just yet. And Host Ninja has to be at the end of his wits, because Ed Parker is getting whatever he wants when it comes to striking.
Yeah, Ed is in his bag, but his counter, it's one shot like that with Dustin Poirier. We've seen it in the last fight. It only took one uppercut to get Dustin right back into the fight. But then again, there's the uppercut from Conor, and that's what we were talking about. Host Ninja needed to be careful with walking forward, but now he's in the boxing range, which is where we all know Dustin Poirier lives at in real life. But Ed Parker looks to be in his bag right here, and Host seems to be coming around. So I expect this fight to get a lot closer as we approach the minute and a half mark.
I feel like we need to go back to the UFC 3 days and just have the uppercut be like a 5-star move, or like a red card, so like people can use it for their own creative superstars, because that seems to be the move for all these Dustin Poiriers that wants to get back in this matchup. Uppercuts, we saw Ed Parker using an uppercut. It's just that strike, it's just so deadly, because you don't really think about it. You think about the hooks, you think about the straights and the jabs right here, but the blockades being low for Host Ninja, but still attacking with 48 seconds left, winding down the second round. So you want to put this round of bake, or make it not too close like it was in the first round. Oh, but a good kick right there. That was a perfectly timed kick from Host Ninja there.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of working his way back into the fight, but you see that head health is farther down on Host Ninja than it is on Ed Parker. And you see Host is a little bit more cautious now because of that head health to walk into the pocket. And it looks like Ed is just content with winning this round in his opinion and going into this third round, maybe up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, it could be close, it could be 2-0, and you can see the bridge of the nose. It actually wasn't the left side, but the bridge of the nose is deadly hurt from those Conor McGregor straights and that hook being so deadly. And they said, you know what, screw the replays, we gave respect, it's time to go into brass tacks. $75 is on the line. Shout out to Aveda for putting up the money in this money matchup as we go into this contest. Ed Parker is trying to win that money and get $75 richer. I don't know what that is in pounds, but I'm sure it's going to be a hefty amount. But Host Ninja says, nah, I need that bag. I need that money. And he's going to try to find a way to make a comeback here, Cross.
Yeah, and Host is going to have to set something up, because I feel like Ed Parker is up 2-0. He's going to have to mount some kind of offense moving forward, because if he keeps backing up like this, Ed is just going to pot shot him. He's going to ride his way to a decision victory, and he's going to be taking that $75 home for himself. But you see, Host is trying. He's trying to get something going, but Ed Parker is just doing a good job of really negating any kind of momentum that Host Ninja is trying to build. But it's close in this pocket. Anything is doable, but it's real shifty right now for Host Ninja.
Yeah, real shifty, like that uppercut that we saw Host Ninja land, and he was attacking the body a little bit, which opened up the head of Ed Parker. But when Ed Parker is going, and he knows he has to stand up, but needs to be very careful as the left hook will connect, ground and pound. This is dangerous, and he's gonna stand it back up. We know that this was successful in the first fight. Can Host Ninja bring it all the way back? Bloodied, but an uppercut lands again for Ed Parker. Charge it forward, striking, pull into an elbow, not getting the full effect yet. Ed Parker is using a lot of his stamina. He needs to be very careful because he can't get too careless.
Yeah, both of these guys landing clean counters, man. And I mean, we've seen the exact same scenario we saw in the first fight, a pull elbow, but luckily Connor's chin could take it. But it looks like Ed is smelling a little bit of blood. He said, you know what? This dude is landing too many shots, and he gets the uppercut, and it's done right there. And he's able to get the finish against Host Ninja. But man, oh man, was that a crazy last couple minutes of that fight, Kingsley?
It was a crazy last minute, and I think what we saw, and especially in the ongoing moments, it was just that Host Ninja was slipping and slipping and slipping. You see, that slip right there caused the knockdown. I feel like he would have been fine if he just stayed back or didn't preemptively slip, but he was just waiting for the straights to come in. He slipped it to the wrong side, and that would create another knockdown, and he was so low at head health that was done. So Ed Parker, congratulations again, $75 and getting richer by winning this high caliber money match there.
Yeah, and I mean, you're right completely. That slip is what cost Host Ninja that fight. But that was a technical thing that Ed wanted to do. He started walking forward. He was pressuring. He said, hey, you know what? I'm going to put pressure on you. See if I can get you to make a mistake. And the second you make it, I'm putting you out of here because you almost had me out with the ground and pound. So he was able to tough it out, get the job done. And my man just earned himself $75 and maybe even a fight of the night bonus or a performance bonus. You never know, based off of what the chat thought about that.
Yeah, absolutely. The power is to the chat, and the power is in the players of getting this money and winning these high caliber money matches. Again, in the main event, it's going to be a best of 3, Romero versus Naz, and then in the co-main event, it's also going to be Go 1099 versus Swiss for $100. The main event's going to be $150. Both best of 3s, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Again, you're watching MellowMMA, Kingsley here, alongside me, Crooks. It's been a good 2 fights that we've seen so far, and we're just gonna keep this train rolling, people. We're gonna keep the fights going because this next matchup, it's gonna be amazing to see.
Azie Kid versus Suave Jamie is going to be absolute fireworks. There is no way this fight goes the distance.
It is Suave Jamie versus Azie Kid, as we are getting into our third matchup right here. This is going to be amazing in the welterweight division. $40 on the line. Thank you to all our donors who have been supplying all these matches with money matches. But this one's going to be a very interesting one to see here, Crux.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you got Suave Jamie, an absolute legend of the UFC franchise. I mean, this dude has done everything that there is to do. He's been an ESFL champion. He's won money tournaments. He's went toe-to-toe with some of the best guys that the UFC franchise has ever given us. But he's taking on Azie Kid, who is an up-and-comer, man. He's known for that Nate Diaz pick. He's fighting out of the Toon Squad. He's over there with Prioxis and JMMA putting in work on UFC. So this is his coming out party, I feel like, if he wants it, Kingsley.
Yeah, if he wants it, he's going to have it. Like, we love to see a Nate Diaz versus a Leon Edwards pick. This is going to be an absolute banger. Let's see who is going to get the $40 from these competitors. Suave Jamie and the Black Trunks using Leon Edwards in the blue gloves, then the Azie kid in the white and black using the red gloves. And already seen a Nate Diaz going with the strike and doesn't care about his stamina. He is going for it, trying to go a little bit of the pull, but a nice energetic pace for the start of this first round right here, Cruz.
Yeah, and Azie Piet is doing a great job of using that quick jab straight animation that Nate Diaz has had since, I think, about UFC 3 is when they added that quick snap jab in there. He's utilizing it really, really well and putting a high volume out, because if you're going to use Nate against Leon, you can't go toe-to-toe in the technical standpoint, but what you can do is try to overwhelm them with the shots right there like he's doing with that straight.
Yeah, and that overhand was just snapping at the jaw of Suave Jamie into his Leon Edwards. And right now, he is getting suffocated with these barrages of bombs from his opponent. And, you know, we love to shout out the little screen that's happening right there. But so far, we see these connections happen to the body. But Azie Kid is not afraid. I love the bravery that he's using against Suave Jamie. But Suave Jamie is no spring chicken. He knows what he can do in these type of contests. And with the halfway mark of this first round, what do you expect from Azie Kid to move forward with his ideas? Because right now he's getting hit with some combinations.
Yeah, he's doing everything he can. He's throwing a lot of jab straights out, but Suave Jamie is doing a better job of finding the timing when Azie Kid is going to be throwing out those 1-2s and trying to interrupt it, because Leon Edwards does have the power advantage over Nate. But Azie's doing a good job of not backing himself up to where Suave Jamie can advance forward and start to utilize, you know, his crisp timing and the crisp striking that we know Suave Jamie does have.
Well, yeah, and they both said, you know what, let's just trade in the pocket, and Suave Jamie gets the benefit of the doubt, able to attack the body with 145 left. Oh, but a nice, good 1-2 from the Nate Diaz. So far, Azie is coming to play, but needs to be very careful, because these trades are going in favor of just Jamie, as they're going a little bit back and forth like a tennis match here. But so far, Jamie wants to attack the body, but gets hit to the head, and both guys are already bleeding in this contest, so needs to watch out for the head health. As we see 1-2, the range is going to be in favor of Azie, so he needs to play that distance games a little bit more better with 1 minute to go here, Crooks.
Yeah, and I feel like Jamie needs to start moving his head a little bit more. I know he wants to interrupt the timing and catch Azie Kid moving forward, but Azie's doing a good job of using them feints. He's using the feints. He's not always throwing the 1-2 out. He's using it. He's baiting out those movements, those big movements from Suave Jamie. But Jamie just needs to continue to move his head, duck down, you know, throw a front kick out there when he feels like Azie Kid is going to move forward. Because even if he feints, that kick is going to catch him flush in the face.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that kick in the 20-second mark as we end the first round right here. A good little spar. We saw the jabs, the straights going in the favor of Azie Kid, but Leon Edwards with Suave Jamie able to push the pace, accept the trades, and win those trades. As you know, most of the blood's on his chest, but not on his face, which is going to be very key. As you see, a very interesting camera angle for these replays right here, as we're just getting the best type of angles. But look at this, a nice right hook into a body. That's something that he's going to need to do to combat the stamina of what Azie Kid has in Nate Diaz.
Yeah, and Azie Kid is doing a good job of pressuring forward, and because that round was so close, usually on the UFC 5's judges scorecards, they will give a close round to the advancing party, which in that case was Azie Kid, I feel like, heading into the second round.
Absolutely. As we get already through the little early stages of the second round right here, we see a nice head kick from Suave Jamie, a little 1-2. How do you do with the head kick? As he's finding his rhythm with slipping, not really leaving it up to choice, but Azie Kid needs to find a better way to get his strikes going. As we see here, he's doing such a nice job, but gets hit with an uppercut. Vicious rock from Suave Jamie. What you expect from a former ESFL champion as he's pressuring forward. He's going through. How can he close the deal and seal it for the money?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He rocked him, and you've seen him immediately press forward and try to look to get a finish on Nate Diaz. But Nate has a really, really solid chin, especially the alter ego. You guys got to remember, this is the Nate Diaz that took on Conor McGregor and was able to withstand a lot of those damaging shots from Conor in real life. But you see, Suave Jamie, he allowed it to reset. He's allowing Azie to put the pressure on him a little bit to maybe set up a counter shot and maybe get a knockdown or finish it on the feet.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes down, as 3 minutes are still in the second round right here. Suave Jamie is still not really getting too aggressive, but knows where he wants to do, knows where he wants to connect with his striking, but the uppercut will land along with the hook. Azie Kid is smelling the momentum a little bit, but a good body shot to just change it up. Will we see another slip from Jamie? Will he feel like his opponent's getting a little bit too close where he goes for it? He tries to go for it, trying to bait him out. He gets it and gets a nice spear for his troubles into side control, which is very in favor of Jamie.
Yeah, that was a beautiful slip counter right there by Jamie, and a nice denial from Azie trying to go into full guard. Now, the grappling is going to be in Nate Diaz's favor, but not if you get blocked on a transition like that, because Leon Edwards is just as good on the ground as he is on the feet, as we see him landing some brutal ground and pound right there. And now he's just going for the win right here. He's trying to get Azie out of there, and he's able to get it done.
He got it. What a sealing of the deal from Suave Jamie. That was excellent to see what he did. I mean, you saw the connections that he was able to get, the push kicks, everything he wanted to do. The slips were perfectly executed to get $40 in his bag as he takes the victory right there. What could Azie Kid do differently to change up the momentum for Suave Jamie? Because it just seems like everything he got a little bit close, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, he got caught with a slip counter, unfortunately, at a close distance, which is where Suave Jamie should have been fighting at. That's going to be where Leon is going to have his advantage. So once he got on the ground, I feel like he probably should have maybe set up that transition to full guard, maybe just a little bit better, instead of allowing Jamie to gain momentum by denying those transitions twice and then allowing him to get into full mount. But I mean, it was a tough situation because it went so fast, right? He got the knockdown, he jumped on him, and he was able to just get in that full mount rather quickly, and then it was all done from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so good to see. Congratulations to Suave Jamie once again getting $40 in his pocket, and hopefully he could translate that into future endeavors with his fights. But speaking of future, let's show you what we got cooking up at MellowMMA.
Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
That is when we're going to be coming back to you on this packed night of fights, August 3rd. You definitely want to sign up to be a part of these money matches, because if all this card was so good, it's going to be another bit of a banger.